Both consider this a must-win for Tony to keep moving forward and for Brewer to re-establish himself. But now he's trying to do it as a super middleweight, up to 166 3/4. Doesn't have to count calories. He felt that cost him the fight against Raphael Williams. And Brewer with a height advantage and the reach advantage. We are in Connecticut at the Foxwoods Casino, and here are the Connecticut rules. Standing 8 count is in effect. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. You can be saved by the bell only in the final round, and the scoring on the 10-point must scoring system. We're ready for the introduction, so let's go to our ring announcer, the very capable and popular Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee for the next bout of the evening is Mr. John Duke Lawson. The next bout, ladies and gentlemen, a featured event of the night featuring 10 rounds of boxing in the super middleweight division. Introducing, in the red corner, fighting out of Campo, California, weighing in at 166 pounds, with a professional record of 18 wins, no defeats, 2 draws, with 11 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated Rodney Tony. And in the blue corner, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he weighed in at 166 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 23 wins, 4 defeats, 17 KOs. Introducing Charles Brewer.
Good evening once again, gentlemen. You both received your instructions in your respective dressing room. I want to emphasize 2 points. Protect yourselves at all times and obey my commands at all times. Any questions on my left? Any questions on the right? Time to boogie.
Move over, Michael Buffer.
Well, he saw Boogaloo Watson there. Yeah. Bobby's nickname used to be Boogaloo.
Charles Brewer was ranked number 6 in the middleweight division before the Beasley fight. He had dropped to 10 before the Williams fight. He has now dropped out of the rankings, not even among the top 30 middleweights, but he doesn't really care about that because he's now a super middleweight. And Rodney Tony comes out, a red-hot fighter from the New England area. He gets this crowd around him. 6 straight knockouts and 9 in his last 10 victories. Looking very much like another Tony, James Tony, who Rodney claims is his second cousin. And our understanding is James doesn't know about it. Not aware of the fact that they may be related.
Depends on if he wins tonight, maybe.
Right. That'll be his first cousin.
Right, that's my cousin. Rodney Tony says he is a boxer-puncher. That his best punch is the right cross. I have good power. I can put my opponents down and put them out. We talked about him working on that 6-fight KO streak.
Brewer maybe a little gun-shy. He was knocked out by Beasley in the first, knocked down by Williams in the first. You see him trying to keep the distance. There is the left and then the right by Tony, who for good reason feels that Charles Brewer has a weak chin. Right on cue.
And there is why. Charles Brewer again in the first round.
And he is upset. He's allowing Tony to get inside. That's what happened with Raphael Williams. He got inside. Now it is Brewer who has to find some confidence, which is very difficult at this moment. He's got to get back to his game plan. There you see he's upset at himself. His game plan is get the jab going.
And get some extension on his punches. He is trying to change his style. Now he's trying to be more of a boxer. This is a fighter who is a tough slugger from Philadelphia, like so many of those Philadelphia fighters are. But it's a fighter who's also at 6'1" in the super middleweight division. He should use his height and reach advantage. He is very tall for this classification.
And you know, prior to the 2 knockouts handed to Brewer, he had knocked out 8 in a row. He zoomed all the way to number 6 in the world. he looked like the heavy-handed power puncher who might be indestructible.
Oh yeah, he was climbing the ladder of the middleweight division. They talked of bigger and better fights for him. He was looking down the road, and he got looked into a right hand from Lonnie Beasley. And this is where it happened, when they were both nose to nose. Actually, Brewer moving in. Lonnie Beasley threw the jab and the uppercut and caught Brewer running in.
You know, in the Raphael Williams fight, Brewer did survive that first round knockdown and actually came on to shake up Raphael Williams in the third round before Brewer went out in the sixth.
Yep.
So we're in the final 10 seconds. Charles Brewer looking as if he might be able to survive this first round knockdown.
As cool as your red top and favorite hot spots. It's something with hometowns and everyone's class clown. It's always been true. This bud's for you.
Just for you, a taste you'll find in no other beer at any price. Beechwood Aged Budweiser.
It's always been true. Want something new with a lot of great taste? Well, I know where they make it. It's down at Long John Silver's now. And who'd have thought they'd make it? Flavor baked chicken, flavor baked fish. Come on in and get your wish. Long John Silver's. Go fish.
The customized 1947 Harley Davidson, about $15,000. The Big Twin Shaver, about 35 cents. What do they have in common? They're both worth every penny.
First round action, the nemesis for Charles Brewer.
Yep. Ran into something. They have given him so many instructions over there in this corner that he may come out this round a little bit more confused, and he may still be hurt from that punch in the first round. He was obviously upset with himself because of that.
Well, here are some of the instructions he received after that first round in his corner from Bobby Boogaloo Watts.
Let's go, double jab, throw your right hand. When you throw the right hand, it's like this, it's sideways. Just finish up the combination with the left hook, and you got him, okay? But you gotta keep jabbing, all right?
Set him up with that jab.
You did great, okay? Just don't get desperate, all right?
Yeah, keep the jab going, says Watts, but there's a problem with that for Brewer, because every time he throws that jab, he drags it back down. Over the top comes Rodney Toney. Remember what Toney said? He's susceptible to the overhand right. That's my best punch. I'm going to be throwing that all night. And that was Rodney Toney's fight plan in this one. He was going to be cautious, take it to him, and bring the overhand right. So for Charles Brewer, he has to get back to the jab like Bobby Webb says, but he has to double up that jab. And you have to use that jab and use your shoulder if you have a style like Charles Brewer. They also want for Brewer to move around to his right, away from the powerful right hand of Rodney Toney. Remember Michael Moore and George Foreman over the weekend? Moore moving into the powerful right hand of George Foreman. They want Charles to move away from the right hand of Toney.
Tony always looking to set up the right. He has moved into the rankings at number 19 as a middleweight. He's a natural middleweight, but he put on 6 pounds for this one and kind of physically looks a lot like James Toney.
He does. He does.
Especially when he is advancing forward. Charles Brewer had tremendous power in the early rounds. Of his 17 knockouts, 16 have come in the first 4 rounds. But he has been nailed in the first round now in 3 of his last 4 fights. After he was knocked out by Beasley and by Williams, he has come back in kind of a reestablish some confidence type of a fight against Terry Say, at a record of 7-5, and was taken out by Brewer in the second round. That was just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and a learning fight for Brewer, a fight that he needed to get back on the winning trail. He said, the changes now, I'm very much more relaxed now inside the ropes. And I'm focused on relaxing, but when you got a guy all over you like Toney, that's difficult to do.
Both flailing away.
For the first time anywhere, Hercules.
Help me, Hercules.
Half man, half half gone. All action. An all-new action-packed adventure. Tony Katane, Anthony Quinn, and Kevin Sorbo as Hercules in the underworld. Check your local listings for time and channel.
Did you know that your radiator begins to deteriorate from the moment you first add water? Rust and sludge quickly build up in your cooling system, causing leaks and other common radiator problems. By adding Radiator Restore Sealer Conditioner to your car's coolant, you can protect your entire cooling system by keeping it clean and avoiding radiator problems. And if a leak does happen, Radiator Restore's environmentally safe ingredients will stop the leak in seconds. Protect your cooling system with the power of Radiator Restore.
USA's Tuesday night fights. Al Albert along with the champ, Sean O'Grady, and this one is really heating up. Charles Brewer in the black trunks and Rodney Tony in the red trunks. Tony 18-0-2 with 11 knockouts, and 9 of them have come in his last 10 victories. And he is ranked 19th in the world in the middleweight division. Charles Brewer, who was ranked as high as number 6, but has fallen out of the rankings after being stopped and upset by Lonnie Beasley and Raphael Williams back-to-back. And each of these two fighters going in, understanding the significance. And Rodney Tony carrying it in between rounds. Rudy Elias is there, and he was right to the point after round 2.
Okay, you gotta come up with the left hook. And you gotta lean towards his right hand, his right side. Okay? So you can finish up with the left hook. He's wide open in his right side. Okay, just don't concentrate on the top, go to the body. Right here.
Outstanding instructions from Elias. He is very specific about what he says. Now he says that now Charles Brewer is looking for that right hand, so you got to open him up with the left hook. Sometimes you get a fighter, you can't hit him with one punch, you got to go to the other punch. That's what they're trying to do with Rodney Tony right now. And see him again trying to set him up for that right hand, and Brewer ducks under it every time. But Brewer has been hit with that right hand because look at the left hand of Charles Brewer. See where he carries it? He tries to fend off all the punches with that right hand, with his right glove. He'll try to block the left hook. Well, he missed the left hook there, but that's the danger of having that one glove up by your face and the other glove down by your body.
Upstairs again goes Tony. Elias also wanting Tony to throw in a little body work. Send in the combination, not just that right hand.
Yeah, body work, because your opponent's looking for all the punches to the head. When you go out there looking for that home run ball, oh, it is so hard to find it. Rodney Tony expected a knockout tonight. If he can relax, take his time, set up his punch, he has 7 more rounds, 6.5 more rounds to do it, and he might be able to find it.
Tony has been beyond the 6th only once. As a matter of fact, in his last 6 fights this year, very busy guy, he's gone a total of 10 rounds. He's done some quick work. But Rodney Tony's a fighter who's seen some pretty tough competition very early in his career.
Hurt again is Brewer. Brewer does not want to stand in here like this. Look at him wobbling. Charles Brewer's hurt again. You got to get back to that left jab.
10 seconds to go in the 3rd, and we will pause for a word from your local cable systems.
Has it been a while since you've been to the dentist?
The folks at Briarwood Dental Center gave me my smile back, and I didn't feel a thing. I used to be afraid of the dentist, but not anymore. I should have done it years ago.
My wife and I were a little worried we wouldn't be able to manage the cost of dental work until we went to Briarwood.
I really like the orthodontist who put on my braces, and I'm going to have a great smile.
Briarwood Dental Center of Weymouth. Find us in the 9X Yellow Pages.
CE Optical, for the professional difference. We view each satisfied customer as our best form of advertising. We feature a large selection of top quality eyewear without inflated prices. From contact lenses to lightweight and designer rims crafted with the latest technology, CE Optical has it. We even take special orders. CE Optical can work with your old prescription or introduce you to the finest ophthalmologists on the South Shore. So trade those big prices for personal service and come see CE Optical for the best in sight. CE Optical, 820 Washington Street, Braintree.
Albert and Sean O'Grady ringside at the Foxwoods Casino. Vinny Pazienza, home away from home. He is in the main event tonight. And we are, Sean, in the new bingo hall, which is just about 5 months old. The expanding Foxwoods Casino on the Mashantucket Pequot Indian Reservation. And this hall actually opened with a performance from Pavarotti. So they've gone from Pavarotti to boxing.
Beautiful arena. And beautiful combinations from Rodney Tony. And coming back, Charles Brewer. Good overhand right. Best punch from Charles Brewer yet. Still begging for Brewer between rounds to get back to the left jab. But this is where they don't want Charles Brewer. Nose to nose. And this is a...
Oh, Brewer whacking away.
Just as I'm saying that. Good combination from Charles. Rodney Tony is hurt. Look at him wobbling.
Charles Brewer, the most important fight in his career, trying to prove that he is not a shot fighter.
Yeah, he is a very hard puncher, too. And many times with those hard punchers, they don't take that good of a shot in their chin.
Whacking away now is Brewer. Oh, Brewer coming on here in round number 4. He's the pitcher and Tony's the catcher.
Yeah, not only a hard puncher, he's got a 78-inch reach. That is very long. You try to pull away from his punches and you can't do it.
Brewer, big left. Brewer the right. It is Brewer all over Tony.
Did Tony punch himself out?
Oh, big shot again by Brewer. And Tony now just leaning on Brewer.
Trying to catch his wind.
Or catch Brewer with the uppercut. The mouth of Tony coming open, coming down to 40 seconds, and a turnaround round for Charles Brewer, who again was down in the first round, and now Tony is coming back. Oh, Brewer losing his balance. Leaves himself open in the corner for Tony. Brewer has to fight out of the corner. And does! And the crowd appreciates the 360 move by Charles Brewer.
Oh, an important combination after a right foot pivot. Nice work this round from Charles Brewer. This is the way he likes fighting. The rounds go by faster. Sometimes it's dangerous, though. He can get hit easier inside, but he was doing all the punching in that round. Big round for Charles Brewer.
Pace yourself, okay? Pick clean shots, but you're not bringing them back. You're not putting them together, okay? You're low off. You got to put them together right behind each other, immediately right behind each other. Don't hold them. Let them go. But see, when you go over top, bring it back to the body. Don't worry about his head.
Bobby Boogaloo Watts trying to settle his fighter down. Here is Charles Brewer pounding in this 4th round. Good combinations from him. Standing flat-footed, throwing punches. Rodney Tony cannot get out of the way of these punches. He pulls back. There's still 4 inches left on the reach of Charles Brewer.
Give me the water.
Rudy Elias.
Come on, Rodney.
In the
Come
corner
on, man.
of Rodney Tony.
You can do it. Come on. Use your head, man. Use your head, Rodney.
Maybe use his gloves up around his
Think,
head.
Rodney.
I think he was using that head too much.
Use your head to think,
As a target.
not to catch punches.
Not to block his punches.
Well, how about this statistic? Between the two, they have accounted for 28 knockouts, and each fighter has only one after the 4th round. And that is where we are right now, heading into round number 5. Boogaloo Watts was concerned that Charles Brewer may have punched himself out in what was a vicious 4th round. He certainly took that round.
Yeah, terrific 4th round for him, but also Rodney Tony knows that. See how strong he's coming out this round? The big overhand right from Tony. When you have an opponent who's expending a lot of energy in one round, the next round his muscles may still be tired if you can jump right on him like Tony did. You know, the early barrage of punches from Rodney Tony may have taken a lot of steam out of him. It also takes steam out of you when you get hit with a hard punch. you grow tired, more tired. Your arms grow weary. You just feel sleepy. And many times you go to switch. Good, double left hook from Brewer. He loves that left hook. He is naturally left-handed.
Teeing off Tony, but he gets whacked back by the roundhouse left of Brewer. Halfway through round 5, it is scheduled for 10. Tony again upstairs and again. And Brewer fires off the combination.
Yeah, when Brewer stands up, he gets in trouble. When he is down, low, he lowers his center of gravity. Every time he stands up, he raises his head and he drops his hands. And then he gets hit, his head flies. It hurts. There's a good head flying punch.
Shot. And Brewer goes at it. Tony wobbling. Trying to come forward. Trying to fight back. And he does. Rodney Tony showing his tough side.
Back and forth.
Digging to the body is Brewer.
And Charles is just brewing.
Right there.
Good fight setting the table for our main event. The guy who beat Brewer, Raphael Williams, looking to pull off the upset against Vinny Pazienza, is looking ahead at Roberto Duran again.
And a good combination again by Rodney Tony when Charles Brewer stood up. Brewer straightens up, he raises his head.